My name is Roy Wachira. I am a businessman, father, artist. So I went to Makini High School, which was part of Makini Academy. So my dream career in high school at that point was to be a pilot, to join KQ or one of the airlines. I really wanted to be at least in one of those aviation industry, to be a pilot. So in university, I didn't end up studying anything relating to aviation. I wanted to do aviation. My family wanted me to get a degree, because they were like, aviation is like a driving license. That's what they used to tell me. It's like a driving license, you can get it later. So my thing was, okay, so if it's a driving license, I'll get it later. Then I need something that gets me to a point I can buy my own plane, so I can use my driving license, kind of thing. So then that's why I started looking at architecture, actuarial science, because I was good in math. By then, I'd started really getting good in math and other things. And then something to do with commerce. So the perfect blend for that was property studies, which was a big commerce, it's like a third commerce, a third law, and a third was something relating with more of, not really architecture, but understanding how the build and construction places. So that's what I studied, and then after that, I transitioned from that phase into a phase where I focused more on marketing and advertising, and that's what I did my postgrad in. So my first job I ever got, I was in second year in UCT. There was a company that is called Instant Grass. They used to do youth trend research. One of my friends saw an ad in the newspaper. It said they needed a Kenyan to translate and help this company understand Kenyan youth. So they called me up, they're like, Roy, this is right up your alley. I think you should go see these guys. So I went to see these guys. It was a small company with around 5 people at that point. So I joined them as the sixth person to understand Kenyans. So they were basically trying to figure out where Kenyan youth trends are going to, but they don't understand Sheng, they don't understand our slang, they don't understand where the places are. You know, when a guy says, yeah, chomoka here and we went to West, and then this Jongu guy in Cape Town is wondering, sasa wewe unamaanisha nini? So my job was to collate and understand that, and also to bring it together and get them to understand when a guy is talking about this is what they mean. It was good money as well. Managed to buy my first car there, which got stolen after 9 months, but that's part of life. Now we focus on property, hospitality and media. We have a media company that works in events space, experiential photography, videography, which we started in 2009, and we also have a co-working space that is focused on enabling African entrepreneurs to have an affordable working environment, which we started in 2013, and in 2019 we opened this restaurant. So we focus on trying to deliver an international experience in a local way. Yes, I'd give high school students who are yet to pick their subjects is, I think, understand the implications of what you're taking. Don't just take things because your friends are taking them. The future, like the world is now changing. I think in the future, things like creative things which relate to like the creative field will start having importance. So it's also good to bring that in because, as you can see, a lot of products which you're using, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, they're built partly by creatives and then partly by people who have a background in that. Not to say that medicine won't be big. I mean, clearly now in the COVID era, guys who are studying bio, you have a reason to focus on something in that sphere, because it's probably not going to be the last like disease that we deal with for a while. So it's a balance. So you really have to try and plan ahead, and then just know that you might need other tools to be more useful at that point. I think if we had Darasa in our time, I think definitely the thing with Kenya, our education has never changed. It's not changed for such a long time. Like the way we teach things is the same way things were taught in the 60s, 70s, and something's got to give. I mean, you know, humans evolve. As you're exposed to things, you evolve. For our parents who didn't have TVs, there was a level of entertainment that they required from the world. For us who grew up in an era where there was TVs, there was a level of expectation for animation, sound. We were exposed to like some visual graphics, visual things that made it, that we were expecting just out of regular life. Now, for the generation after us who grew up with iPads, all these other things, there's a way that your mind is already expecting that knowledge can be transferred in a different way. So this is where things like animation come. This is where things like the way Darasa is doing its education, that's why it'll change, it'll add to the expectations of the students who are learning and keep them more engaged for longer than a book would. Because even me, I'm like, I used to love books that had images, pictures. That's what captivated me. That's why I used to like aviation, because everything you learned had a diagram. It wasn't just empty letters. It was a story. Things like books that I loved, like River and the Source. We went to watch the play. The play is what made me want to read the book. So there's a level of entertainment that's good for education, and it's required so that you can keep people captivated and also get them to think differently about how to educate. It's good to offer different possibilities that suit different mindsets, and that's what I think Darasa has to offer.